What's up, guys? So here's my breakdown and my prediction for not UFC 285, but I'm just gonna talk about Jones versus Cyril Gane. I have a lot to talk about that one, so I only have time for that one. But just real quick, I wanted to talk about just the result of UFC 284 Makachev versus Volkanovski. As I said on my video, that I was gonna eat my words if the fight didn't play out the way that I thought it was gonna play out, and it certainly didn't as far as the breakdown of the fight, right? So I predicted Makachev to win by complete total domination and to get a submission. Makachev won by decision, but I was way off on the. Like I said, I thought of Makachev's size, grappling, and everything he had going on for him was going to be too much, even for Volkanovski, and that was not the case. Man, Volkanovski really surprised me with his grappling defense, the way how he was able to stop a lot of these takedowns and himself initiating the clinch and trying to take Makachev down. That was like when I was mind blown. I was like, did I just watch this? Like, did I just watch Volkanovski try to take Makachev down? I was very impressed by Volkanovski. So I mean, yeah, and I said I would. Every time I say something and I'm off, I come here and I say that I am. So yeah, definitely way different than the way I thought it was going to play out. I got the pick right because I picked Makachev to win. Oh, and the typical people calling it a robbery. That was not a robbery. I 100% agree with the decision. The only rounds that you can clearly give to Volkanovski are 5 and 3. Maybe you can possibly make the argument for 2, but I mean, where it was competitive. But so 1 and 4 for sure Makachev, 3 and 5 for sure Volkanovski, and like I said, round 2 was competitive enough where I can see the argument for both, but I still think Makachev did more than Volkanovski. So the typical calling it a robbery. We'll see what happens. We'll see if those guys ever fight again. But oh well, here we go. So just like when I talked about Volkanovski versus Makachev, that I said that I was more than well prepared to eat my words, and if people want to talk shit, whatever, I find myself in the same situation on this one with Jones versus Cyril Gane, especially for John Jones fans. And John Jones fans are really, really support him no matter what. Jones could kill someone in like a drunk driving, and his fans will still cheer for him and support him. But anyways, I don't really care anything outside the octagon. But Jones versus Cyril Gane. I have so many things to say about it. I don't know where to start. Okay, let's start with, are we going to see a better John Jones than we've seen 3 years ago? I don't think so, right? So let's look at John Jones' last 3 fights, which I watched all of them to prepare for this video. Can anyone tell me that they are convinced that we're going to see that we're about to see this Saturday the best version of John Jones that we've ever seen? I don't think so. How could anyone make that claim? Based on what? See, we have a guy that is now 35 and is coming off a 3-year layoff, 35 years old, 35 and a half, 3-year layoff. And his last 3 fights, he didn't look like the killer that he once was, right? You're telling me he's going to come to the heavyweights and take on Gane, and we're going to see a better version of John Jones? Until I see that, if we see it on Saturday, I don't believe it. If we see it on Saturday, if we happen to see a better version of John Jones, on my next video, I'll be like, holy shit, I was wrong. But I just don't see that I don't think that's going to be the case. Let's look at Jones' last 3 fights, because why would you even go? How much Jones fans, how far back in time are people going to talk about how great Jones looks? 10 years? The UFC is doing that on Facebook. They keep posting his fights versus Shogun, Machida, 12 years ago. How is that how do those fights make, any sense watching that to what's going to happen this Saturday? They certainly don't show you highlights against Dominic Reyes or Santos or Smith, because there weren't any. So let's look at your last 3 fights, right? Dominic Reyes, Santos, and Smith. Out of those 3, the most dominant one was against Anthony Smith, which was 4 years ago. It's March 2019. Yeah, almost 4 years ago. March 2nd, 2019. So basically 4 years ago. That was the only fight that, out of his last 3 fights, that one was non-controversial, right? Jones dominated Smith all 5 rounds. The reason why that one is 48-44 was because they took 2 points from Jones, but that should have been 50-44, because one of the rounds was a 10-8. Still, in my opinion, Jones should have finished Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith has been finished 14 times. I think out of his 17 losses, let's see. Submitted. Yeah, sometimes Wikipedia is good for this stuff, or ShareDog if you don't trust Wikipedia. So out of the 17 times that Anthony Smith has lost, 14 of them he's been finished by garbage opponents, some of them. Jones couldn't do it. Jones pulled a decision against Smith. And again, it was a solid beatdown, but I still think Jones should have destroyed Anthony Smith the same way. Let's see. So right after Jones, Glover Teixeira destroyed him. Ankalaev destroyed him. Rakic dominated him. Even before that, Thiago Santos finished him. So I think Prime Jones would have finished Anthony Smith. After that, Thiago Santos. That is one of the fights that I'm like, no excuses. There is no excuses for Jones not to be able to finish Thiago Santos. So Thiago Santos was with the knee compromised since the very beginning of round 2. And still, Thiago Santos was landing shots on Jones. It was a split decision. That one is not even a matter of an argument. So one of the judges thinks Thiago Santos did good enough that he gave him the fight. Again, to me, unacceptable. This is out of the 3, this is the one that is unacceptable. How was Jones not able to not finish Thiago Santos, who again, just like Smith, has been finished tons of times, has been out-grappled, has been knocked out, completely dominated. Teixeira took a dump on him. Hill dominated him. But Jones couldn't do it. With a busted knee. He couldn't finish him. Busted knee and barely pulled a split decision against a former middleweight in Thiago Santos. And if you watch the fight, Thiago Santos was actually doing good. And he also couldn't take him down. That's the part that just blows my mind. I'm like, how was Jones not able to dominate these guys like Santos and Smith? But especially Santos with, like, again, the compromised knee and everything. And after that one, you got Dominic Reyes, who to this day, a lot of people think Reyes should have won. So I think Reyes clearly won round 1 and 2. Jones clearly won 4 and 5. And round 3 is the one where I see is the one that could have been competitive enough for anyone to give it to Reyes or Jones. And look, the judges give it to Jones, but I can see the argument for Reyes too. I'm actually surprised that wasn't a split decision as well. And then I think Reyes has been finished every single fight after that. So he lost to Jones and then got finished by Blachowicz, Prochazka, and Spann. And not even like competitor. No, he got destroyed. He got massacred by those three guys. And a lot of people say, well, that's because Jones cracked his chin. No, he didn't. If you watch the fight, Jones didn't crack anything. Dominic, he landed some shots and stuff, but overall, there was little to no damage done to Reyes, other than your average damage that you would expect on a fight. Gane broke Junior's chin the second time. TJ Dillashaw did it to Barral, but Jones didn't do it to Reyes. So he couldn't do shit to, forget about Smith, right? Forget Reyes and Santos, and he's gonna go up and dominate Gane? I guarantee you Gane would smoke Reyes, Santos, or Smith in the first round on the same night. And I'm not even joking. I bet Gane could do that. So you're telling me that, Jones is going to go and we're going to see a better Jones than we saw against Reyes or Santos after a 3-year layoff and now his mid-30s? People need to realize that Jones is no longer that young kid up and coming. No, he's at the age where I always talk about. As a matter of fact, I remember when he fought DC, he said to him, you're a 36-year-old. You're not going to be any better. You're not going to be any stronger. And now he's in that place. I don't see how... Let me change that. Stronger for sure. I can see Jones being stronger because apparently he's put on a lot of muscle. But for anyone that watches UFC or MMA overall, that doesn't mean anything. If anything, you're not going to tell me that now he's going to be faster with all that muscle he added. If anything, he's going to be slower, and who knows about his cardio. I just don't see how we see a even worse version of John Jones against Cyril Gane. And Cyril Gane is huge. That's the thing. The one thing that some of the Jones opponents that have in common that did good against him were that Jones didn't have that size advantage over them. Dominic Reyes, Gustafsson, even his fight with OSP that he won by decision. It's another fight that OSP, another guy that gets destroyed by everyone he fights. Let's see, OSP, right? OSP got finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically, almost all of his losses after Jones got finished. Jones couldn't do it. And now there's people saying he's going to go out there and put a beating on Gane, on a guy that is bigger and better and stronger than every single person Jones has fought. Yeah, think about that. Jones is going to fight a guy that is better than every single person he's fought. And he's in his prime. And he's faster than Jones. He's a better striker than Jones. I don't know, I could even argue he's stronger because we still haven't seen Jones as a heavyweight. So just all these things combined, the 3-year layoff, the fact that he's mid-30s, the fact that he looked, and the most important one, just how he's looked in his last 2 to 3 fights, doesn't look like a killer. There's a reason why on Facebook, the UFC, they keep promoting Jones versus Shogun, Jones versus Machida, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. That makes no sense. If you're going to watch that fight and think that that's the John Jones we're going to see this Saturday, it's crazy. That Jones is gone. I think we have seen the best of John Jones, and that time has passed. But again, I've said a lot of things. If Saturday John Jones destroys Gane, I'll be here in my next video saying, holy shit, I was wrong. But I just don't see it. To me, fights speak for themselves more than history, more than anything. So, but yeah, I'll be posting this on Instagram. I'll leave the link on the description. I'll have the entire card posted, and we'll see what happens. All right, guys, have a good one.